that I'm going to do step by step as easy, and the video was detailing easy, not easy patterns, but I showed you 7, I believe, easy patterns. But anyway, let's get started on this one. And this is a new look, 6866. Easy, not so easy. But this is truly a easy pattern. Hello and welcome. This is Alethea. I did a video on some easy patterns, and I'll link it in this video. This is New Look 6866. You have your front, your back, your back facing, and your front facing. And that's it for the dress. So basically, just like I stressed in the other video, there are just lines and curves. No buttons, no zippers. And I'm sewing view E. And here's the layout. Your front, your back, and your front and back facings. And of course, there's interfacing for your front and back facings. And usually on the pattern guide, stay stitching is mostly the first thing they ask us to do. Stay stitch around the neck area, and then most commonly the dots. And most seam allowances are 5/8, but it varies from garment to garment. So when they say stitch or stay stitch around the neck area, they're talking about the neck areas. And this particular dress has a V-neck, and they also want us to stay stitch around the V. So when you stay stitch, you want to stay stitch in small stitches, because the smaller the stitches, the greater the hole, and it will keep your garment from stretching in the neck area. Now, if you don't do the stay stitching, your garment will become distorted. And if you had a collar to put on your dress, it may not fit. So it's very important to stay stitch immediately after you cut the piece out, and handle it as little as possible, because it will stretch. So you're going to start from one shoulder seam. I'm going to back stitch and go to the middle of your garment. And you can mark the middle if you would like. Then you start from this shoulder and meet that stitch, and I will overlap that, locking that stitch in. Let's do that. Now this is how one side is looking, and I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to overlap when I get to here. So you can see the red stitches are hand basting stitches. That's just to keep my fabric from being distorted before I can get to it to make the correct stay stitching on the fabric. So here, and of course you trim your seams, your threads, and then basting stitchings will have to come out. So this is how that's looking. So of course we have stay stitch around the collar, meeting in the middle. And it's a good idea, you might want to back stitch when you first begin, and then you cross over in the middle and tacking it there without the back stitch. So this stay stitching has been completed. And the dots on either either side have completed, and they have to be ironed down per the instruction. So let's move on. Okay, now you're looking at the front facing. In step 2, it says to interface it, which I have already done, and it wants you, they're saying to edge finish, which is turning up, I believe it was 1/4 of an inch on the facing, stitching first 1/4 of an inch from the raw edge, turn it up and sew. So this is where we are now. And then on the shoulder edges, they want you to turn under 5/8 of an inch and trim to 1/4. Okay, I have placed the front facing on the dress and trimmed it and turn the inside out. And next we have to do the same for the back facing. I have sewn it 1/4 of an inch on each side and next I will place the facing on the back of the dress.